What is up, you guys? I wanted to show you guys quickly what's actually in my tool pouch. I'm home from a job. I will be starting up a new job on Monday, so I thought I'd quickly bring the tools home and kind of just give them a bit of a clean. Like, this was all dusty and stuff, so I thought I'd quickly vacuum it over. You know, it looked kind of nice, so I was like, you know what, let's make a quick video about what's actually in my tool pouch. We'll show you guys what's going on. This is a great video just for someone starting out in the electrical trade. This is kind of stuff that you guys want to have on you when you get to the job site, and pretty much you're able to do almost any job except for cutting, but we'll talk about that in a later video. So without further ado, let's actually get right into it. So this is a Cunny's tool pouch. It's made out of this fabric. It's not leather. I will be actually updating the tool pouch soon because it is starting to rip, but it's actually held up for about 5 years. I've had this since 2013, back when I actually started in the electrical trade. So by all means, it's a great pouch. It's still going, so maybe I'll throw some duct tape on it, and then we'll see how that goes. But let's absolutely just get right into the tools. So first things first, your knife. You definitely want to have a sharp knife and maybe even a dull knife if you're doing a lot of stripping for cables and stuff like that, and wire. So that's definitely something you want to have on you. We'll go with the first. We'll start off with the front pockets. So we have Klein diagonals here. It's got the angle head there too. Some guys like the straight heads. I honestly don't really care. I like the angled one. Have my bits, number 1 Robbie, 2, and I also got the Phillips right there as well. So those are my go-to bits. I'm also in Canada, right? So that's why you'll see the red and the green there as well. Next thing we have is the Needlenose. Great tool if you're doing knockouts, trying to reach into stuff that are a bit harder to kind of get into a box, I guess, because they are a bit bulkier. And I've seen guys use the slimmer ones of these. Knock yourself out, right? Whatever you guys kind of like. We're just going over the basics. Keep the blades here for the knives as well. I write down on the back too when I actually started a pouch too, because I want to see how fast and how long it actually takes to go through some blades. So I got right here, I got for my impact. I got a 9/16 socket. If you're building a lot of racks and stuff like that, definitely good to have. It's also good to have that 10-inch hollow shaft one as well. Those are always great to have. Saves you a lot of time. Next thing I have is my strippers. Can't really say much about these, to be honest. I made plenty of videos. If you guys want to go check those out, you definitely can. We'll go with the screwdrivers now. We'll start over here. We got the Phillips here. I think this is a 4-inch shank. Klein tools. Klein is always my go-to when I first started off, and then kind of stayed with it, except for when it came to this. This is the demo driver. I've done a video on this where I kind of said, yeah, it's a great tool, but boys, check this out. Yep, it broke on me. It's crazy how big of a lid that you have there to strike on, like your strike cap, and then that's all the metal you get going straight through. I wish that was pretty much this size, pretty much consistent all the way down through the handle. So Klein, I don't know, you guys need to get that fixed. It was not a cheap screwdriver either. It's about 28 bucks just to be beaten on the end of a screwdriver. Anyway, next, go to this end over here with the screwdrivers. I got the Weehaw Robbie's, number 1 and number 2. So I had these since the start of my apprenticeship. They're great. They are insulated. Here's a little trick for you guys. If you guys want to save your guys' insulation here, throw some tape on your screwdrivers, and even that goes for these as well. If you are kind of working in a panel that might be live, I know you shouldn't be, but you know, we all do it. Tape your shaft as well. No homo, but you know what I mean. Sorry, that was a bad joke. Anyway, so now I got this little mini Klein here as well. Whenever you're doing a terminal block or something like that, it's always good to have something small like that. I've tried using, you know, try to flatten the end of like a piece of tie wire or something like that. So definitely worth the investment for that. So let's actually get into the pouch. We'll start off right here with my Lineman's pliers. Good to have, for sure. This is probably the number 1 tool you'll actually go pick up when you start your tool hunt for shopping and all that stuff. Try to get this this fish tape puller as well. If you guys are pulling a lot of fish tapes and stuff, for all you resi guys that work residential houses and stuff like that, it's not a big deal. It does cost like I believe $7 to $8, maybe even $10 more just to have a little bit of metal shaved out. I don't know why they don't make that just a permanent feature. I've seen some with the crimps in there as well, but I mean, you don't really need the crimps. You can just pick up a crimper. That'll be the next tool I'll show you guys here, the crimper. It's great for when you're doing seismic, for lights and stuff like that, aircraft cable. I actually just picked these up too. I was actually using a Lineman's that I had, the channel lock Lineman's that I had before. I could probably actually just show you guys right now. Let's see, I think I have them right here. I was using this crimper before. It's annoying just because you have to loop whatever you're trying to crimp through here, and then you crimp. You do get a really nice crimp on there, but it's a lot easier just going to your wire and crimping. So I don't carry these with me. These ones do have a fish tape puller as well, just through here. That is their design. Klein one I think is a lot better. Just make sure you guys don't kink your fish tapes, because it is really hard to wind them back up. Sorry, I'm rambling on here. Anyway, back to the tools. So we have my level here, Klein Torpedo level, made in China. It's okay. I dropped it a couple times, so you can kind of see how that's a bit bent. So as long as you use this part, you're good. It's got 4 vials in there: 0, 90, 45, and 30. I'll be honest with you, I only use these two. These ones, whatever, you can eyeball it. So I'll go back in the pouch right here. If you do a lot of rack work and like a lot of P-clamps and stuff like that, pipe clamps, they are in Canada we use Cobra clamps, pipe clamps. So 1/2 inch is what you can use to tighten those. I know a lot of guys use a Robbie or a flathead, but 1/2 inch is the best way to do it. I think I do have a P-clamp here, just kind of show you guys. So this thing fits on here right, nice and tight, just like that. Red is to tighten, black is to loosen. So these are definitely always going to be in my tool pouch. They'll probably be the best investment I made. They're about maybe $10 each, but you can pick them up in a set. But I'll be honest with you, I only use these two 9/16 1/2 inch, just for P clamps and ready rod and stuff like that. Next we have cable cutters. Cable cutters are definitely, if you're working a lot of armored cable as far as BX and stuff like that, you definitely want to have them. I know you can always use your Linemans and stuff like that to cut armored cable, but I mean, it's just a lot easier. You get a lot more leverage with that. So this is definitely a good tool to have, not a must have, but it is a good thing to have. Next thing you have is your channel locks. I do suggest that you pick up a really good pair of these, because the teeth here, they will wear out on a cheaper tongue and groove plier. So right here I have a cheaper brand. I've been using these for the longest time. Actually, yeah, I'm still using these. I put this one in my tool bag just for the sake of the video, just to kind of show off a bit. But anyway, these are Mastercraft here in Canadian Tire. But you can kind of see how that kind of just wears out. I think maybe the channel locks might even do the same, to be honest with you. This is a channel lock brand. But yeah, we'll give them a go. I use these on just kind of on the side. I'll probably put these back in my tool bag after this video is over, to be honest. But anyway, moving on. Next thing I have is tin snips. So these are a mandatory thing to have. Depends on what you guys will be going into as far as your work field. If you're going residential for a wood frame, you probably won't need these. If you are going for a high-rise type of job, where there's gonna be a lot of steel stud, definitely pick yourself up a good quality pair of these, because these will absolutely just save. They'll still save you. You'll get a bunch of scars and stuff like that if you get a cheaper pair, because you're trying to muscle it a bit. So invest in some good tools, boys. Next, I have a 9/16 nut driver. This is probably just the biggest waste of money. I thought this was going to be a good tool, but I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's not. It only goes up to here, so you can only fit your rod in. I'll be honest with you, you can only get it hand tight too, so like this will break eventually too. I'm probably going to take this out of my tool pouch eventually, but it's in there for now. My reamer right here. So I do a lot of pipe work. 1/2 inch to 3/4 to 1 inch, and I also got it on a flathead, so this one kind of doubles up. Klein does make a tool where it's only a reamer, but I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of I mean, you're kind of just adding an extra tool in your pouch. You don't have to do that. Next thing I have is a little file. This is good for just reaming out pipe and kind of filing off end of unistrut, and then maybe if you're doing bigger pipe, it's best to get a rounded file. I wouldn't recommend having a flat side, or try just both a flat side, just because you want to be able to, pipes are round, so you want to be able to get all the burrs off and stuff like that. Here I have a socket. I'll mainly just use this for right here, my 9/16 bit. I do have an extension for it right in here, so I will use that if I have to get in there deep. But yeah, and what else do I have in here? So I believe this is gonna be my last tool. I do have a tape measure in here, but it's on the other side. I don't want to flip the tool bag over, sorry, the tool pouch over. But this is my 11-in-1 here. Definitely has saved me in some spots. Definitely go get yourself a quality multi-bit. When you first buy this, you will lose bits. Not lose bits, but be sure not to forget a bit, because you will maybe be tightening something up, you'll pull it out, and that thing will get left inside the actual screw. You'll wander off, and you'll be like, hey, where'd this go? And also, these are not cheap either, so they have a little ball bearing in there. Yeah, I wish Klein would make these a bit cheaper, but I think they're about $5 to maybe $10. You're better off just picking up a second screwdriver, to be honest. I have multiple of these screwdrivers. Let me see. Yeah, I got one over here as well. Right there. So I actually have two of these. Great tools. Definitely something that you want to have on you. Maybe even have it around the house as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Also, sorry, tape as well, phase tape. I got a little small little adjustable wrench. I got a bigger one too in my tool bag that I don't actually carry around a lot with me. It's not very often that I'm using anything other than 9/16 or 1/2 inch. But yeah, I got a drill on the pouch as well, and then so on the other side I got my part stuff. I got some bits and stuff in there, and then I got my tape measure, the holster back here for my tape measure. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. If you guys like videos like these, definitely let me know. This is everything that I have on me every day when I'm actually at work. So if you guys have any questions on maybe what you guys want to see, or what type of tool or quality might be the best thing to have, I know my brands are kind of all over the place as far as Milwaukee, Channel Lock, and Klein, and sorry, Weehaw as well. But I mean, there's a lot of brands out there that are really good. But it's also, if you're starting out in the trade, you don't want to buy the absolute best stuff, because you want to see what's actually good and what's actually not good, right? So I know they do have a lot of expensive stuff out there as far as tools. You don't need to buy the best stuff, guys. Klein tools is okay, they're mid-range, quality is exceptional, I think. I know there's other brands as far as Nipex and bunch of other companies out there that actually do a great job as far as electrical wise. If you're looking at a tool pouch, try to get some leather. If you're kind of, I don't know, it kind of looks classy if you go leather, but no, absolutely nothing wrong with these as well. You can get them wet and stuff like that, and they'll dry out within a day, so that's always good if you're working out in the rain and stuff. But anyway, I'll start rambling, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.